Welcome to a profound journey exploring the astonishing transformation stories in the entertainment world. Tonight, we will look back at 25 famous faces who have changed to the point of being unrecognizable. From cinematic legends to top music artists, their fates and careers have undergone groundbreaking turning points, creating countless rumors and becoming the center of Hollywood controversies. Prepare to witness familiar appearances rewritten right before your eyes. Lil Kim. In the golden age of 90s, hip-hop Lil Kim was not just a star, she was a movement. With her bold style and extreme confidence, she broke every mold for a female rapper, asserting her position with hit singles and an unmistakable red carpet fashion. However, behind that glamour was a harsh reality that cameras never captured. While her music dominated the charts, Lil Kim silently endured severe trauma. A turbulent relationship left her physically and mentally exhausted, her face etched with the marks of continuous injuries. Tragedy followed when a horrific car accident further deepened those scars. The initial surgery aimed at restoring those injuries became the beginning of an inescapable spiral. As years passed, the Lil Kim fans once knew gradually faded. Her face, once loved for its raw beauty and strong expressions, was now transformed by multiple layers of aesthetic interventions. By the 2010s, fans were stunned by this change. Her skin appeared lighter, her features sharper, and her expressions almost frozen. Many called it an aesthetic obsession, while other whispers spoke of a loss of identity. But deep down, this is a much more tragic story, about a woman using cosmetic procedures as a shield, seeking healing in a world obsessed with perfection. Her evolution became one of the most heartbreaking chapters in modern Hollywood scandals. Jada Pinkett Smith. For years, Jada Pinkett Smith was an icon of grace, radiance, and unforgettable presence. Her distinctive hair, thick and smooth, was not just a hairstyle but a symbol of her strength and femininity. But in 2018, everything changed. A silent battle began. A battle that stripped her not only of her hair but also of the image the world expected. Alopecia areata silently crept in, but its impact was anything but small. Each strand of hair falling out was a shock. Each clump of hair piling up on the floor served as a quiet reminder of an ongoing internal struggle. As bald patches appeared more and more, the emotional burden of concealment also grew. Styling tricks no longer worked. The facade gradually cracked. Then, in 2021, a stunning moment left fans and Hollywood rumors aghast. Jada had completely shaved her head. This transformation was bold, unapologetic, and defiant. Her long, luscious hair was gone. Instead, a powerful new image emerged. A bare scalp, resolute eyes, and an unwavering will. She not only changed her appearance, but redefined the very concept of beauty. No longer bound by old ideals, Jada became a beacon of self-acceptance. What some saw as a loss, she transformed into strength. This countdown gets wilder with every reveal. Comment "OK" to let us know you're here. And don't miss the full transformation by staying till the very end. Toni Braxton. Toni Braxton was once an image of grace with an emotional voice and timeless beauty. But in 2008, her glamorous world crumbled with a diagnosis that changed everything: systemic lupus erythematosus. The disease struck without warning. One night, in the middle of a performance, she collapsed, and from that moment, nothing was the same. The illness not only robbed her of energy, but also began to reshape the woman the world knew. Her weight rapidly declined, her previously soft features became sharper, and her radiant skin gradually faded under the burden of exhaustion. Gradually, her iconic image also blurred. However, Toni never gave up. By 2010, she returned to the public, not with the perfect iconic image fans remembered, but as a warrior bearing the marks of battle. Her face reflected the wear and tear of years battling a silent, invisible war. In the following years, Toni quietly sought aesthetic procedures, not out of vanity but for restoration. A subtle nose lift here, a bit of filler there, not to erase the past but to regain a sense of self. By 2015, she appeared with a new look, youthful, refined, almost surreal. Fans were divided. Was this the Toni they loved, or a version reinvented by resilience? Through rare celebrity interviews, she hinted at the hidden pain within. Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan was once the life of every party, with his booming laughter, captivating energy, and distinctive smile that made him a comedy legend. With a hit show, a large fan base, and a heart full of joy, he was at the peak of his career. But in the early hours of June 7, 2014, everything collapsed, literally. Tracy and his friends were in a limousine returning from a performance when a Walmart truck crashed into their vehicle at high speed. The collision was devastating. A close friend passed away. Tracy barely survived. His body was shattered, ribs broken, legs crushed, and his face so severely damaged that surgeons had to reconstruct it piece by piece. The world waited with bated breath. When he finally returned to the public, fans were stunned. The Tracy they knew, full of vitality, was now a man bearing the marks of pain. His once radiant smile became rigid due to nerve damage. His face, hardened and solemn, told a deeper story than words could. Not only his face changed, but everything was different. Missy Elliot. Missy Elliot was not just a music icon. She was a revolution in motion. With her futuristic rhythms, bold style, and unstoppable presence, she dominated the early 2000s like few others could. Her eyes sparkled with ambition, her energy was captivating, and her image became a symbol of fearless creativity. But in 2008, everything changed. Missy began noticing unusual changes in her body: trembling hands, rapid weight loss, and eyes that seemed to widen overnight. Fans were stunned as her distinctive image began to disappear. The powerful hip-hop star was becoming more unrecognizable, not just in appearance but in spirit. It took 3 long years for the truth to be revealed. She had been silently battling Graves' disease, a rare autoimmune condition that severely affected her health and identity. Her once powerful physique now gave way to fragility. Hollowed cheeks, a somber gaze. Her transformation was heartbreaking. Speculations began to spread, and she became the unexpected focus of Hollywood scandals and tabloid headlines. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was not just a superstar, he was a phenomenon. The king of pop redefined music, dance, and celebrity itself. With his radiant charisma, rich skin tone, and unparalleled talent, he captured the hearts of millions across continents. But by the late 1980s, something began to change, and the whole world watched. Initially, there were faint patches of skin, the quiet onset of vitiligo, a rare condition causing pigment loss. But over the years, the changes became more prominent. Michael's face began to transform in ways fans couldn't ignore. A narrower nose, sharper jawline, higher cheekbones. And as vitiligo progressed, his once dark skin became porcelain white. Behind the scenes, he battled more than a changing image. Reports indicated another autoimmune battle, lupus, further complicating his appearance and health. However, to the public, the story became ambiguous, with whispers, rumors, and endless Hollywood gossip filling the void. Was it illness, insecurity, or something else entirely? By the late 90s, Michael was no longer the man who had moonwalked into our hearts. His voice still resonated. His art was still stunning. But the person we saw on stage, with his pale, reconstructed, and distant face, seemed worlds away from the Michael of Thriller. Toya Jackson. Once an image of natural elegance, Toya Jackson, younger sister of pop icon Michael Jackson, was known for her radiant smile, brown skin, and naturally graceful features. In her early years, she captivated audiences with a presence that was both familiar and extraordinary. But by the late 1980s, whispers of change began to spread. Toya entered the same controversial territory her brother had, a path of aesthetic transformations. By the 1990s, the change was undeniable. Her skin lost its warm radiance, instead taking on a much paler tone. Her nose became progressively narrower, and her once soft face became rigid, almost sculpted. Fans were stunned. The transformation was so profound that many barely recognized her. What remained was not just a new look, It was a symbol of deeper pressures and silent battles within the world of Hollywood rumors. Lark Voorhies. In the early 90s, Lark Voorhies was a television marvel. As Lisa Turtle in Saved by the Bell, she wasn't just another cast member, she was unforgettable. With her radiant brown skin, glowing smile, and undeniable charm, Lark became a symbol of beauty and grace for a whole generation. But years later, fans were deeply shocked when she reappeared with a completely different look from the woman they once loved. Her skin looked unusually pale, her facial features changed significantly, and the joyful energy that once lit up her eyes seemed to vanish. The transformation was not just physical but also heartbreaking. Behind the scenes, Lark was struggling with bipolar disorder. As the illness ravaged, its impact extended beyond her mental state. Her appearance began to change, shaped by a series of aesthetic decisions that made her almost unrecognizable. Fillers and procedures obscured her iconic features, creating a version of Lark that left fans stunned and confused. Eventually, her mother spoke out, revealing the painful truth. Lark's battle with mental illness had caused severe damage, not only to her health but also to her identity. The confident, charming young star gradually faded, leaving a haunting image of what once was. Her story became one of the saddest chapters in modern Hollywood controversies. Sammy Sosa. Once a colossus in baseball, Sammy Sosa was not only famous for his record home runs, but also an icon of pride, power, and charisma. With his dark skin, captivating smile, and explosive presence on the field, Sammy embodied the greatness of an athlete and cultural identity. But after retiring in 2009, the man fans once idolized began to change. And not just due to age. Soon after stepping away from the spotlight, Sammy reappeared and stunned the entire world. His skin had lightened dramatically to the point that he looked like a completely different person. The iconic appearance that made him famous was gone. Instead, there was a man whom fans barely recognized. The transformation sent shockwaves through the public. Whispers turned into major headlines. And in many celebrity interviews, Sosa directly addressed the controversy, stating the change was due to skin cream, nothing more. However, many remained unconvinced, questioning what truly led to such a major change. Engage with us by commenting below. Comment 9 if this story has resonated with you, or 0 if it hasn't met your expectations. Your insights and feedback are invaluable as we continue to explore and share more stories that delve into the essence of humanity. Al Roker. For decades, Al Roker was a morning show favorite, a cheerful, energetic personality who brought sunshine to millions of homes. His laughter, warmth, and unmistakable presence made people feel like family. But behind the smile, a quiet crisis was brewing. By 2002, at more than 300 pounds, doctors gave him a dire warning. His health was on the line. Al was faced with a crucial choice, and he chose to fight. He underwent gastric bypass surgery, a move that would change everything. Within months, he had lost more than 150 pounds. The transformation was dramatic. Gone was the round, cheerful face that audiences had come to love. In its place was a man with sunken cheeks, loose skin, and a completely different physique. Even on red carpet fashion events where Al once stood confidently, fans held their breath at the dramatic change. While the surgery gave him a second chance at life, it came at a price. The emotional toll of becoming unrecognizable was devastating, not only for him but also for the audience who grew up with his familiar image. Al's journey is a reminder that transformation can save lives, but it can also be deeply unsettling. The face may change, but the heart behind it beats with the same spirit. Tionne Watkins. Tionne Watkins was not just a superstar, she was the soul of TLC. With her powerful voice, captivating stage presence, and beauty-radiating confidence, she stood firm in the spotlight during TLC's explosive rise in the 90s. But while the world danced to TLC's smash hits, T-Boz was silently fighting for her life. Behind the glamour, she battled sickle cell anemia, a devastating genetic disease that caused unimaginable pain. The public saw a strong woman, What they didn't see were the painful nights, the hospitalizations, and the reflection in the mirror gradually becoming a stranger. Flare-ups caused her face to swell, her skin to pale, and deep dark circles under her eyes. Her once vibrant hair also thinned. With each flare-up, her body weakened, and fans began to notice the significant transformation. Even as Hollywood scandals and tabloid magazines speculated about her appearance, few understood the truth. T-Boz wasn't fading, she was surviving. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor didn't just tell jokes, he redefined comedy. Honest, fearless, and fierily candid, he made audiences laugh while confronting truths others dared not touch. But behind the scenes, the king of comedy was quietly battling a brutal battle. In 1986, Pryor was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, a devastating disease that slowly took his life away. What began as mild fatigue and an unsteady gait quickly escalated. By the early 1990s, the once flashy performer could barely walk. His limbs stiffened, his speech slowed, and his once expressive face became painfully rigid. The transformation was heartbreaking. The bright, animated features that fans loved faded into a distant, pensive stare. His once vibrant physique became thin and frail. His public appearances were rare, and when they did occur, celebrity interviews often left audiences shocked at how much he had changed. But through the silence and suffering, Pryor's spirit refused to fade. Beneath the frail exterior was the soul of a warrior, a man who faced pain and defied it with dignity. Meshell Dello. In the 1990s, Meshell Dello was more than just another artist. She was a beacon of natural beauty and confidence. With her vibrant presence, short hair, and unmistakable personality, she instantly captured the attention and hearts of millions. But behind her radiant smile and magnetic stage presence, a silent struggle was taking place. The thick, radiant hair that had once been her trademark began to fall out in clumps, a painful reminder of a condition few understood. Faced with the loss of something so closely tied to her identity, Meshell could have chosen to hide. Instead, she chose strength. In a bold act of self-love, she shaved her head completely, a move that defied expectations and set the stage for a profound transformation. Her bald head became a symbol of more than lost beauty. It was beauty redefined. In a world obsessed with appearance, Meshell became a bold, uncompromising symbol of resilience. Her new look stunned her fans, but it also spoke volumes about her strength and self-acceptance. Instead of retreating, Meshell took control of the narrative. Through her music and journey, she has shown the world that true beauty comes from within, and that embracing vulnerability can lead to extraordinary strength. Her shaved head was more than just a hairstyle, it was a statement, a turning point that has cemented her place not only in music, but in the hearts of all who have witnessed her courage. 50 Cent. Once the prince of early 2000s rap, 50 Cent was not just a hitmaker, he was a force. Get Rich or Die Tryin' transformed him into a global phenomenon. With his smooth voice, sculpted physique, and unparalleled confidence making him hip-hop's heartthrob. But fame came with a price. On May 24, 2000, everything changed in an instant. Outside his grandmother's house, 50 Cent was ambushed and shot 9 times, nearly losing his life. The impact extended beyond the physical. His previously sharp features were permanently altered. A swollen lower jaw, fuller lips, and eyes that now reflected a lifetime of pain. Even his voice changed, deeper, slower, infused with the weight of survival. But instead of crumbling, he rose stronger. He turned trauma into strength. His scars became his armor, and the world witnessed the golden boy become a warrior. From a chart-topping star to a symbol of resilience, 50 Cent not only survived, he redefined himself. A living legend forged by fire, and one of the most astonishing transformations in Hollywood scandal history. Before we dive in, let us know, where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments below. Thanks for your support. Randy Jackson. Once the cheerful, beloved judge of American Idol, Randy Jackson was easily recognizable by his distinctive laugh, round physique, and ever-present smile. But behind the scenes, his health was silently, dangerously declining. In 2003, Randy received life-altering news. a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes struck him like a shock. As his weight soared and his health worsened, he made a decision that shocked fans: gastric bypass surgery in 2004. What followed was an astounding transformation. Randy lost over 50 kilograms. His formerly round face became noticeably thinner, even gaunt, and his skin lost its previous smoothness, revealing a version of him no one expected. For some, he was almost unrecognizable. But in celebrity interviews, Randy made it clear that this transformation was for survival, not vanity. A second chance. A life reclaimed. Gabourey Sidibe. Gabourey Sidibe rose to stardom with her bold performance in Precious, 2009, becoming a powerful symbol of self-love and beauty beyond convention. Her confidence was unparalleled, a beacon for anyone deemed not to fit the Hollywood mold. But in 2016, a health issue changed everything. After being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, Gabourey made a bold private decision: bariatric surgery. What followed was an astonishing transformation, stunning even her most devoted fans. Dozens of kilograms melted away. Her face, once known for its softness, now revealed sharp cheekbones and a defined jawline. On the red carpet, her new appearance made everyone do a double take, many unsure if it was truly her. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams once reigned as the queen of daytime television, bold, outspoken, and always authentic. Her voice became an integral part of popular culture. Her personality was larger than life. But while millions tuned in to hear her fearless commentary and celebrity interviews, few knew the silent storm she was battling behind the scenes. In the late 90s, subtle signs of change began to appear. By the time she was diagnosed with Graves' disease, the transformation had begun. Slowly, relentlessly. Throughout the 2010s, fans witnessed her appearance change dramatically. Her weight fluctuated unpredictably. Her face became swollen and asymmetrical. But it was her eyes, once vibrant and expressive, that were the most astonishing. Wide, bulging, and almost unrecognizable. Kanye West. Before becoming one of the most controversial figures in modern music, Kanye West was just an aspiring producer chasing a dream. But in October 2002, everything changed in an instant. After falling asleep at the wheel, Kanye's car crashed into oncoming traffic, a horrific collision that shattered his jaw and left his life hanging by a thread. He underwent emergency reconstructive surgery, with metal plates and bone grafts holding his face together. His jaw was wired shut for weeks. The result? A subtly but permanently altered face. Slightly crooked with a visibly distorted mouth. That near-death experience didn't just leave scars, it marked the birth of a new Kanye. The accident didn't end his career but ignited it. From that trauma came Through the Wire, a groundbreaking hit recorded while his jaw was still healing. Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson was once known for his big personality and large physique. A familiar face in both comedy and drama, he battled not only fame but also type 2 diabetes and its accompanying health issues. But few knew how heavily it weighed on him, both internally and externally. Then, in the mid-2000s, Anthony made a decision that completely changed the trajectory of his life. He embarked on a rigorous weight loss journey with no excuses, a journey that challenged every ounce of his willpower. The results were astonishing. His formerly full, round face slimmed into sharp angles. His entire physique changed, leaner, stronger, almost unrecognizable compared to his previous self. Although rapid weight loss left subtle physical marks, Anderson did not hide. He walked proudly, his transformation a symbol of personal victory. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj burst into the music scene with sharp raps and an undeniable presence. Her rise was fast, fearless, and unforgettable, a true force in a male-dominated rap world. But as her fame skyrocketed throughout the 2010s, so did changes in her appearance, and whispers turned into major headlines. What began as bold styles and signature looks gradually transformed into a shocking transformation for both fans and critics, Her curves became more exaggerated, her facial features visibly altered to the point where some suggested she now resembled a doll more than the naturally powerful woman who once dominated stages. This stunning change sparked a wave of public debate. Was she reclaiming power through her image or losing herself within it? One thing is certain. Nicki wasn't just following trends, she was rewriting them. In an industry obsessed with perfection, her transformation became one of the Hollywood controversies. NeNe Leakes. NeNe Leakes was not just a star, she was the storm that stirred up reality television. As the unforgettable face of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she captivated audiences with her unfiltered honesty and commanding presence. But just as her fame exploded, so did changes in her appearance. Transformations that made even her most loyal fans do a double take. Her soft, natural features that initially made her stand out disappeared. By the late 2000s and 2010s, NeNe's appearance took a sharp turn. A refined nose, sculpted jawline, tighter skin, and an almost doll-like sheen. Her constantly evolving image fueled endless speculation and turned her into a magnet for headlines. Despite all the commotion, NeNe remained unfazed. She confidently owned every procedure, every reinvention, and continued to shine under the harshest lights. Whether on screen or in celebrity interviews, she proved time and again, NeNe wasn't changing to fit the industry, she was redefining it. Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel once dominated the Jamaican dancehall scene with unmatched energy and the distinctive charisma of his dark skin that fans loved. But around 2010, something changed, visibly, astonishingly. His skin lightened dramatically over time to the point of being almost unrecognizable, causing a wave of protests both domestically and internationally. The sudden change sparked a storm of Hollywood gossip and media frenzy. Kartel eventually confirmed that he was using skin bleaching cream, although he denied any surgical intervention. However, the transformation did not stop at skin tone. His appearance became increasingly flamboyant, with striking outfits, unpredictable hairstyles, and an image far removed from the man fans first championed. Cardi B. The rise of Cardi B is more than just a success story. It's a transformation that has turned heads and left people in awe. Once known for her down-to-earth look, the Cardi of the early 2000s looked nothing like the star power we see today. It all started in 2014, when she made a bold decision that would mark the beginning of her reinvention, one that would change the way the world saw her. As her fame skyrocketed, so did her changing look. Her figure became more sculpted, her curves more defined, and her style bolder. With each improvement, both on and off stage, she built an image that was impossible to ignore. Her features sharpened, her confidence skyrocketed, and her presence lit up every room, especially on the red carpet. But beneath the glitz, Cardi remains fiercely authentic. Not only has she embraced the spotlight, she's redefined what it means to be powerful, beautiful, and in control in the public eye. Her transformation has shocked many, but for Cardi B, each change is a step toward becoming an unstoppable force the world can't stop watching. Teddy Pendergrass. Teddy Pendergrass once dominated the R&B world with a voice that could melt hearts, and a stage presence that commanded every venue. Tall, captivating, and powerful, he was not just a singer, he was a phenomenon. But on March 18, 1982, a single moment shattered everything. A terrifying car accident left him paralyzed from the neck down, ending life as he had known it. The once powerful artist became physically frail, confined to a wheelchair, his body no longer responding to the voice that once echoed through sold-out arenas. Fans were stunned. The incident sparked a wave of media speculation and whispers that lasted for years, turning his tragedy into one of the most heartbreaking Hollywood controversies to shake the music world. Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman was not just a movie star. He was a symbol of unyielding strength. With his role as Black Panther, he redefined what it meant to be a hero, with a physique and demeanor that exuded power. But behind the scenes from 2016, Chadwick fought a battle no one saw. While the world lauded his performances, he silently endured a relentless illness. He chose to keep his diagnosis private, even as his body gradually withered under the burden of treatments and pain. Fans watched, bewildered and saddened, as the once robust star appeared thinner, his facial features more hollowed, his eyes heavy with something no script could explain. Despite his declining health, Chadwick never stopped working. In films, on the red carpet, and in celebrity interviews, he always maintained his unparalleled grace, never revealing the storm he was fighting. Marilyn Monroe, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy. The romantic entanglement between Marilyn Monroe and the Kennedy family is perhaps one of the most notorious mysteries of the 20th century, blending passion, power, and deadly silence. Everything exploded when Marilyn, America's sex symbol, was rumored to have relationships not only with President John F. Kennedy, but also with his brother, Attorney General Robert Kennedy. An iconic moment, Monroe's rendition of "Happy Birthday, Mr. President" at Madison Square Garden in 1962, in a form-fitting, almost sheer shimmering dress, was seen as a public yet veiled admission. But behind the glamour were terrifying whispers that she was a discarded lover, controlled by forces wanting to silence her. When Monroe died under suspicious circumstances just months later, many believed it was no longer a simple suicide, but the consequence of knowing too much about her relationships with America's most powerful family at the time. Nearly 6 decades later, this story still sends shivers down Hollywood's spine due to its political, sensual, and ominous nature. Dave Grohl. Even artists beloved for their simplicity and talent are not immune to shocking personal stories. A prime example is musician Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl, the frontman of Foo Fighters, has always been known as one of the most beloved and respected artists by fans, not only for his musical talent but also for his image as a family man. However, in 2022, he disappointed many fans when he announced that he would have a child with a woman who was not Jordan Blum. Grohl kept the details of this relationship private, which only increased public curiosity and disappointment. This incident is considered a complex blemish on Dave Grohl's image, proving that even seemingly unblemished idols can get caught up in personal troubles, forcing fans to confront the truth that humans are always complex and unpredictable. Hollywood Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. The complex relationship of Hollywood's power couple, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, also became a center of attention, not by a typical affair but by a controversial entanglement. In 2020, rapper August Alsina publicly revealed that he and Jada had had an affair with Will Smith's permission. This information caused a major stir and sparked a wave of speculation about the true nature of the Smiths' open marriage. Although Jada initially denied it, she later appeared with Will on her show Red Table Talk to admit it was an entanglement, but simultaneously stated that they had amicably separated at the time, thus not considering it infidelity in the true sense. Their story opened a wide debate about the definition of fidelity and various types of relationships in showbiz, showing that even the simplest definitions of love and marriage can become extremely complex under the spotlight. Love this video? Show some love with a like and a subscribe. Hate it? A like would still be awesome, and your feedback in the comments will help me improve. Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher, along with Elizabeth Taylor. Going back to the golden years of Hollywood, we find one of the most attention-grabbing love triangles, involving Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher, along with Elizabeth Taylor. Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher were once Hollywood's darling couple, beloved for their wholesome and happy image. They had 2 children together and seemed to be the epitome of an ideal family. However, everything tragically changed when Elizabeth Taylor's husband passed away. Eddie Fisher, a close friend to both Taylor and Reynolds, became Taylor's emotional support during that difficult time. From comfort, things morphed into a secret romance, and eventually Eddie Fisher left Reynolds and their 2 children to marry Elizabeth Taylor. This scandal became a major media phenomenon, shocking both the entertainment industry and the public, deeply affecting the careers and personal lives of all involved, especially Debbie Reynolds, who had to face double betrayal from both her husband and best friend. Jude Law and Sienna Miller. Jude Law and Sienna Miller, 2 talented and charismatic stars of British cinema, became engaged in 2004, forming an admired couple. But less than a year later, Law had to publicly admit to cheating on Miller with his children's nanny from his previous marriage. This incident shocked the media and severely damaged Jude Law's charming image, while causing great pain to Sienna Miller. However, the story didn't end there but took an even more shocking turn. After being a victim of betrayal, Sienna Miller herself later became the third party in an affair with actor Balthazar Getty, who was married at the time. The cycle of infidelity, from victim to perpetrator, transformed Law and Miller's story into one of the most complex situations, showing the moral boundaries in love and how temptation can affect anyone, whether they are famous or not. Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix. Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix, two stars of the show Vanderpump Rules, had a 9-year relationship, a long time in the tumultuous world of reality television. Their love was believed to be steadfast, but in 2023, Madix discovered Sandoval was cheating on her with Raquel Leviss, a co-star and also her close friend, when she accidentally found inappropriate content on his phone. This scandal, dubbed Scandoval on social media, quickly spread and caused an unprecedented wave of furious reactions from fans and the public. What particularly angered the online community was that Tom Sandoval initially did not publicly apologize to Madix, but instead posted a generic apology on social media, showing a lack of remorse and disregard for the feelings of the person who had been with him for nearly a decade. This is a clear testament to how betrayal not only hurts those involved, but can also ignite widespread anger and resentment among the fan community who felt deceived along with Ariana. King Charles and Princess Diana. Not only Hollywood, but even royalty cannot escape shocking scandals, especially the story of King Charles, then Prince Charles, and Princess Diana. The marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, once hailed as a fairy tale wedding, in 1981, painfully and publicly collapsed due to Charles's long-standing affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. Although this illicit relationship was secretly maintained throughout Charles and Diana's marriage, it was only truly revealed in 1992 when a private phone call between Charles and Camilla was leaked, exposing their intimate conversations. This scandal caused a global shockwave, not only because of the royal betrayal, but also because of the public's affection for Princess Diana. Diana also had another affair, showing that both parties were unfaithful. But Charles's betrayal with Camilla significantly damaged the reputation of the British royal family and ultimately led to the tumultuous divorce in 1996. This is a tragic story of love, betrayal, and the pressures of the crown. Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale. Gwen Stefani, the pop rock queen, and Gavin Rossdale, the frontman of the band Bush, had a 13-year marriage and 3 sons together. They were considered one of the most powerful and stable rock couples. Everything changed when Rossdale was discovered to have had a 3-year affair with the nanny of their own children. This betrayal was not only a shock to Gwen Stefani, but also a serious breach of trust when the person entrusted with caring for their children became the third party. Stefani filed for divorce, ending a seemingly stable marriage. After suffering, Gwen Stefani found new happiness with Blake Shelton, but the story of Rossdale's betrayal will forever be a scar, showing that betrayal can lurk right within your own home, where you feel safest. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. Even on-screen romances can fall apart in real life, as in the case of Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. The 2 lead actors of the Twilight film, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, reportedly dated since 2008, forming a vampire couple beloved by millions of fans worldwide, both on-screen and off. Their relationship seemed to embody a modern love story until 2012, when everything unexpectedly became strained. Kristen Stewart was photographed intimately with married director Rupert Sanders in a controversial situation. These sensational photos quickly spread across tabloids and social media, causing a major shock to Twilight fans and the entire entertainment world. Both Stewart and Sanders later had to publicly apologize to their partners. Although the couple briefly reconciled, they eventually broke up permanently, leaving many fans regretting a romance once hoped to last forever like a fairy tale. Eva Longoria and Tony Parker. The talented actress Eva Longoria and basketball player Tony Parker also could not escape the tragedy of infidelity. Eva Longoria, the glamorous star of Desperate Housewives, and famous basketball player Tony Parker married in 2007 in a lavish wedding. They were once a powerful and admirable couple in the sports and entertainment world. However, just 3 years later, Longoria filed for divorce after discovering inappropriate text messages between Parker and another woman, reportedly Erin Berry, the wife of one of Parker's teammates. This sudden discovery completely shattered the trust between them and led to the immediate dissolution of their marriage. Their story is a reminder that even in relationships built on love and trust, a single mistake or revealed secret can cause everything to collapse in an instant, leaving pain and disappointment for both those involved and fans. Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne. And when it comes to complex cheating scandals, we cannot overlook the iconic rock and roll couple, Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne, a rock legend with a tumultuous life, caused Sharon Osbourne, his strong wife and talented manager, to face a huge shock when she discovered that he had not just one, but 6 other mistresses. Imagine 6 parallel affairs, a level of betrayal that would stun anyone. Sharon Osbourne, with her blunt and uncompromising personality, did not hesitate to express her anger and disappointment. She once powerfully stated that when a husband makes such a mistake, the wife will make him pay for a long time. This incident was not just a typical cheating scandal, but also a testament to Sharon Osbourne's resilience in facing betrayal at its highest level, and how she fought to protect her family and her position in the demanding entertainment industry. Have you ever heard of these shocking scandals of Hollywood couples? Comment yes if you know, or no if this is the first time you hear about it. Ned and Ariel Fulmer. The world of YouTube and content creators is also not exempt from scandals, as exemplified by the story of Ned and Ariel Fulmer. Ned Fulmer, a member of the famous The Try Guys group, had built a public image as the perfect husband, frequently expressing love and dedication to his wife Ariel and their 2 sons. This image became an inseparable part of his personal brand and was why he was loved by millions of fans. However, in September 2022, that perfect curtain painfully collapsed when Ned was found to be having an affair with Alexandria Herring, a producer working on the group's own show. This betrayal was not only a major shock to Ariel and fans, but also a serious breach of trust in the workplace. As a consequence, Ned Fulmer was removed from the Try Guys, a career he had painstakingly built. Although initial media reports only briefly mentioned him having a romantic relationship with an employee, insiders revealed that despite facing immense turmoil, the couple Ned and Ariel Fulmer remained together after reportedly working things out. This shows the complexity of relationships and the potential for forgiveness and healing, no matter how deep the wound. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. If loyalty is a promise, Tristan Thompson tore it apart without hesitation, leaving Khloe Kardashian alone in an emotional storm she didn't deserve. But sadly, this wasn't the first time Khloe found herself in a relationship with a betrayer. Lamar Odom, her ex-husband, also left her in the dark, leaving a painful confession. "I had to lie to everyone that I was with my husband, when in reality he was gone with another girl." Yet, Tristan's mistakes made everything before seem pale. While Khloe was preparing to welcome their first child, his cheating scandal unexpectedly came to light. A relative recounted that heavy moment. "No one was brave enough to tell Khloe because we knew she was only days away from giving birth. But eventually, I had to be the one to say it because it was the right thing to do." And it didn't stop there. The name Jordyn Woods made headlines, and once again, Khloe had to face betrayal under the public eye. "It's only been 2 days, and I'm still processing everything. It's hard to deal with something like this publicly, and everyone has an opinion." Everything climaxed when Tristan admitted to fathering a child with Marilee Nichols, while still dating Khloe. The repetition and severity of these betrayals caused Khloe Kardashian to experience extreme pain, exposing a persistent emotional wound before millions of viewers following her life through reality television shows. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. And we cannot fail to mention perhaps the most stunning scandal in recent history, involving golf legend Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. Tiger Woods was once an unblemished icon of sports, a model athlete with an image of a happy family alongside his beautiful wife, Elin Nordegren, and their children. But in 2009, initial news of a potential affair by Woods began to circulate, like a first crack in that perfect wall. Just days later, a major car accident involving him triggered a flurry of speculation and exploded all news. From there, like a bursting dam, a host of women publicly came forward to confirm their involvement with him, turning the incident into an unprecedented media storm. From one or two rumors, it transformed into a long list of secret affairs, exposing an entirely different side of this legend. The scandal led to Woods and Nordegren's painful divorce in 2010 and dealt a fatal blow to the reputation, career, and image of one of the greatest athletes of all time. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver. The 25-year marriage of action star and politician Arnold Schwarzenegger to Maria Shriver, a journalist and member of the prestigious Kennedy family, ended bitterly in 2011. The main reason was the shocking revelation that Schwarzenegger had fathered a child with another woman 14 years prior. What's even more remarkable is that this child, Joseph Baena, was born just 1 week after Schwarzenegger's youngest son with Maria Shriver. And that woman was none other than Mildred Baena, or known as Patty Baena in some sources, the family's longtime housekeeper. Imagine both the housekeeper and Maria Shriver were pregnant at the same time in their luxurious villa. Schwarzenegger had kept this secret for many years, and only when Maria Shriver discovered it herself was the truth revealed. The incident not only destroyed a decades-long marriage, but also dealt a heavy blow to the exemplary man image Schwarzenegger had built, exposing a dark and deceitful side of a powerful figure's personal life. Gerard Piqué and Shakira. The seemingly fairy tale romance between football and stage, Gerard Piqué and Shakira. For many years, football defender Gerard Piqué and Latin music superstar Shakira were considered one of the most powerful and perfect couples in the world. They had 2 children together and seemed to be a symbol of love, transcending borders and age, with their story even beginning when they met on the set of one of her music videos. However, in 2022, a joint statement announcing their separation shocked the world. Rumors of Piqué's infidelity due to his partying habits quickly spread before the official information was confirmed. Shakira later admitted it was the most painful experience of her life, a wound hard to heal as her love and family crumbled before millions of fans. The incident once again reminded us that even the most admired relationships can fall apart under the pressure of betrayal and public scrutiny. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. The collapse of a golden couple, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, were once one of Hollywood's most beloved duos, with an image of a perfect family and successful careers. However, their marriage came to an end amidst allegations of Affleck having an affair with their children's nanny. Although Jennifer Garner later emphasized that the main reasons for their breakup were much more complex and that no one needed to hate Affleck because of her, the rumor of the third party being the nanny became an inseparable part of their breakup story. This incident sparked a wave of controversy and disappointment among the public, especially as Affleck's exemplary father image was called into question. It shows that even after relationships end, rumors and the stain of betrayal can haunt the images of celebrities for a long time. David Letterman and Regina Lasco. Not only the entertainment industry, but also powerful figures in the media industry are not immune to rumor mills, as exemplified by the case of David Letterman and Regina Lasco. David Letterman, one of America's most respected and influential late-night hosts, surprised the world when he publicly admitted on live television that he had sexual relations with women who worked for him. This incident was described as one of the worst cases of workplace misconduct. Letterman's public admission caused a huge wave of controversy, not only regarding personal ethics but also about the abuse of power in the workplace. Although there were certain consequences for his image, Letterman continued his career, but this stain will forever be part of his legacy, serving as a reminder of the thin line between personal and professional life. especially when you are a public figure. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. Hollywood is not short of stories of broken relationships, and one of them is the incident involving Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. They were once one of Hollywood's hottest couples, with Grant's charming demeanor and Hurley's allure creating a perfect public image. However, in 1995, everything changed when Hugh Grant was caught in a compromising situation with another individual, while he was still dating Elizabeth Hurley. The incident became a media frenzy and a major shock to fans. Although their romantic relationship ended after this scandal, what's surprising is that Elizabeth Hurley maintained public support for Grant. Not only that, she later proved their enduring friendship by asking him to be the godfather to her son. Their story shows that sometimes a breakup in love doesn't necessarily lead to hatred, but can give way to a special friendship, overcoming personal challenges and scandals. Jesse James and Sandra Bullock. We also cannot overlook the story of Jesse James and Sandra Bullock, one of the most shocking cheating scandals in the entertainment industry. When romantic comedy queen Sandra Bullock married tattooed TV mechanic Jesse James, many were surprised by this seemingly mismatched pairing. However, they built a family and a happy public image. Until 2010, when allegations of James cheating on Bullock with multiple women began to circulate. The situation exploded when James had to publicly apologize to his wife and the public for his misconduct. The scandal not only destroyed their marriage, but also seriously affected Sandra Bullock's career, forcing her to cancel several major movie promotion events at the time to deal with her personal turmoil. The actress, once beloved for her innocent and cheerful image, suddenly had to face the ultimate pain of betrayal, leading her to file for divorce and withdraw from the spotlight for a period to heal her emotional wounds. Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie. How can we forget the most explosive love triangle of the 2000s? Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston, and Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were Hollywood's golden couple, a model of happiness and success. Their marriage seemed impenetrable in the public eye. However, everything changed after Pitt and Aniston divorced in 2005. Brad Pitt's almost immediate involvement with Angelina Jolie led to countless speculations about whether he cheated on Aniston with Jolie while they filmed Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Although all three parties initially denied allegations of infidelity, the rapid transition from Brad and Jen to Brangelina divided public opinion into two clear camps, one supporting Jennifer Aniston for the pain she suffered, and the other supporting Pitt and Jolie's burning new romance. Both Pitt and Jolie later married in 2014, but also filed for divorce just 2 years later, showing that even relationships built on controversy and passion can't escape collapse. Shania Twain and Robert Lang. Next is the bitter story of country music queen Shania Twain and producer Robert "Mutt" Lang. Shania Twain and Robert Lang had a relationship that was not only marital, but also a harmonious musical partnership for over a decade, together creating classic hits and building a solid music empire. Just when it seemed love and career would go hand in hand forever in 2008, they unexpectedly announced their sudden separation. Afterward, the harsh truth was revealed, shocking fans and Shania Twain herself. Lang had cheated on her with her own best friend, Marianne Thibault. The pain came not only from the betrayal of her husband, but also from the stab in the back by her closest friend, a double cut to Shania's heart and trust. The incident left a deep wound on the singer, but she bravely overcame it to stand strong on stage once again, turning pain into strength and continuing to dedicate herself to music. Adam Levine and Behati Prinsloo. The story that once shook the music and fashion world in 2022. The scandal of Adam Levine and Behati Prinsloo. The frontman of Maroon 5, Adam Levine, known for his charismatic appearance and seemingly happy marriage to supermodel Behati Prinsloo, was suddenly accused by a TikTok personality named Sumner Stroh of having an affair with her for an entire year. But the most shocking detail, which stunned the entire world, was Levine allegedly asking Stroh if he could name his child with Behati after his mistress. Imagine such a blatant and contemptuous request creating a fierce wave of outrage in the online community. Adam Levine later publicly denied having a physical relationship with Stroh, but admitted that he had used poor judgment and crossed the line during a regrettable period of my life. However, this explanation seemed insufficient to appease public opinion, especially when many other women also came forward to accuse Levine of sending them inappropriate messages. The incident dealt a heavy blow to Adam Levine's image, transforming him from a charming rock icon into a philanderer in the eyes of the public, while causing immeasurable pain to Bahati Prinsloo and their small family, especially as they were preparing to welcome a new member. If you enjoyed this video, comment your country below. It's great to see our international community growing. Thanks for your support. Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot. Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer, a software development company valued at over $1 billion, was publicly caught dating Kristen Cabot, the HR director of his own company, at a Coldplay concert on July 16, 2025, in Boston, Massachusetts. What made the incident explode was the moment the couple intimately embraced on the stadium's Kiss Cam, which was recorded and went viral across social media platforms, attracting tens of millions of views in a short period. Their reaction upon realizing they were on camera, hastily covering their faces and dodging the lens, caused loud laughter from the live audience at the stadium, and subsequently millions of online viewers. Coldplay's lead singer, Chris Martin, even playfully teased the couple, jokingly asking,
"Ooh, look at these two."
Andy Byron was married to Megan Kerrigan Byron and had 2 children, while Kristen Cabot was also speculated to be in a relationship based on her LinkedIn profile. As immediate consequences, Astronomer's board of directors promptly placed both Byron and Cabot on administrative leave and launched a strict internal investigation. Just 3 days later, on July 19, 2025, Andy Byron officially resigned as CEO of Astronomer, showing the rapid and severe repercussions of public exposure. The incident not only became a meme and a topic of amusement, but also brought a certain schadenfreude to some of Byron's former employees, who came forward to describe him as a toxic manager, expressing comfort in seeing him publicly exposed. The story of Andy Byron and Kristen Cabot is a vivid example that not only celebrities are victims of exposure under the spotlight or media lenses, but anyone can become the center of public attention, especially in the era of booming social media. Jay-Z and Beyoncé. One of the most hotly debated scandals which exploded social media for years is the story between Jay-Z and Beyoncé. It all started in 2014, when a video leaked showing Solange Knowles, Beyoncé's sister, suddenly kicking and attacking Jay-Z in an elevator at the Met Gala. That chaotic moment spawned countless speculations, but it wasn't until 2016, when Beyoncé released her acclaimed album Lemonade, that clear allusions to Jay-Z's infidelity were truly exposed. The album was a powerful statement of pain, anger, and healing after betrayal, with the phrase, "Becky with the good hair," becoming a symbol for the third party. Although this power couple has weathered the storm together and remain together to this day, the event will forever be a part of their complex and sometimes tumultuous love story, showing that even the most revered relationships are not immune to deep cracks. Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. Next is another complex and tragic love triangle in Hollywood, the relationship between Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. Once seen as an age gap couple deeply in love and admired by many, Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore's marriage seemed perfect. However, everything collapsed when Kutcher cheated on Demi Moore with a 21-year-old girl he met at a bowling alley. This was described as an incredibly inexplicable event for fans and Demi Moore herself. According to Moore's painful memoir, Kutcher began to become distant, evasive, and lied about his whereabouts, creating an opening for this fleeting, heartbreaking affair. It was not just a physical betrayal, but also a psychological deception, completely shattering the trust Moore had placed in her younger husband. Their marriage officially ended in 2013, leaving a hard-to-heal scar of breakdown and the pain of betrayal in the hearts of fans, and especially Demi Moore. These transformation stories are not just about physical changes. They reveal the silent struggles and triumphs behind the glitz and glamour of celebrities. From shocking Hollywood rumors to silent battles, These stars prove that the cost of fame is often greater than what we can see. What do you think about these emotional stories? Please leave your comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other fascinating stories.